accident. One resident is doubling down on her request to have officials step in. Plus, the government shutdown has stalled a city program in Beaumont that helped more vulnerable families repair their homes. The message from the city for those left waiting. But first, prepare for a windy Wednesday. The gusty conditions you can expect today and the additional fire threats following yesterday's storms. 12 News Daybreak on 12 News Plus starts now. We begin with that wild weather we saw across southeast Texas Tuesday. Storms swept through parts of Tyler and Hardin counties, bringing rain and hail. Take a look at the clouds and that picture taken in North Silsbee. Good morning. Thanks for being here with us on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark is off this week. We also saw some power outages yesterday, but they've mostly been fixed. Jefferson County still has about 300, though. That number was as high as 2,000 last night. Keep in mind, the storms didn't quite bring the rain relief we needed to avoid a major fire threat. And southeast Texas is in for a windy Wednesday with 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts expected. Speaking of wind, first responders had to help a driver out last night west of Jasper after they hit a tree in the road. And they're warning other drivers that this could continue to be a problem. It happened around 7 on FM 777 after the truck hit the tree, which had fallen across the road on a curve. Beach Grove VFD crews had to use chainsaws to cut the tree up and remove it from around the truck. The driver wasn't hurt. Jasper County officials say there are many leaning and dead trees along the roadways, and with high winds expected today, everyone should be careful. All right, let's check in with meteorologist Carrie Cooper, taking a look at Beaumont right now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Hey, Carrie.
Well, good morning. It is a chilly morning, that's for sure. We had temperatures in the low to mid 50s across southeast Texas. Factor in that northerly breeze, it feels like it's in the 40s this morning with a wind chill. Clear skies, going to be a beautiful day, that's for sure. Temperatures going to be well below normal. We're only going to be in the low to mid 60s for highs today with gusty northerly winds. Right now we're running in the low 50s. It is a cool morning. 49 in Woodville and DeQuincy, 53 in Lake Charles and Orange, 51 here in Beaumont, 52 Port Arthur. So a chilly start to your Wednesday. Lots of sun, windy today out of the north. We'll be in the 60s later today for highs. A little bit less wind tonight, and it'll be chilly tonight, mid 40s for lows tonight. Of course, we'll talk about that and take a look into that weekend forecast a little bit later.
Thanks, Carrie. A man accused of fatally shooting another man at a Beaumont intersection in 2021 is on trial. Ricky Johnson is accused of killing Corey Green as they sat at a stoplight near College and 11th. Prosecutors say there was an ongoing fight involving 2 men and a woman. She was also shot but survived. The defense says there's no physical evidence linking Johnson to the shooting. People who live in China are calling for action after a deadly industrial accident. OSHA is investigating after 68-year-old Guillermo Contreras of Liberty was run over by the trailer of an 18-wheeler. Jefferson County Commissioner Brandon Willis says Zachary Exploration LLC operates the gas well, and neighbors like Pam Efferson tell us they've seen workers on location for the last 6 months. She says the work created unbearably loud noises and caused her floors to vibrate. She says she'd already contacted several officials about the issues, but after the accident, she's doubling down on her request for them to step in.
For me, it was heartbreaking. I don't know this person, but I know they had a family. And I feel like if something like that is already taking place and there's no oversight, there's no one taking care of the people who live here.
12 News reached out to Zachary for comment. We're still waiting on a reply. Commissioner Willis told 12 News what residents are experiencing is normal for a drilling site, but says he's concerned about the lack of communication from the company. In other Power City news, we have an update in the wrongful death lawsuit against Motiva Enterprises. Hayden Christopher of Buna died 2 weeks ago while working on a highlight electrical project for Neutron. That's a contractor for Motiva. His family's attorney, Brent Kuhn, says his team quickly got a restraining order to preserve the site and equipment for the investigation. He says they're now handing control back over to Motiva, but the investigation isn't over.
The next step will be to go out and look at the equipment that was involved. Again, there were bucket trucks involved in this. There's equipment that electricians working on these high lines utilize that specialize for the project. So now that we've done all the work on the site itself, we have to go back and identify what actually happened.
Kuhn says the focus now is finding out where and how the system failed. Now to the government shutdown and one of the Southeast Texas programs it's affecting. The city of Beaumont's owner-occupied minor repair program has stopped accepting new applications due to a long wait list and funding that's been put on hold. The program is now waiting to receive grant money to help 32 homeowners before they can get to the wait list. City leaders say more than 140 people are on that list, comprised of senior citizens and low-income families. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato has more.
I just wish that we had more funding so that we could help more families.
A program helping low-income and senior homeowners with repairs, from roofing, floors, and mobility modifications, is growing. The owner-occupied minor repair program now serves 32 homeowners.
Currently, our wait list for this program exceeds over 2 years of funding. That means that we have 140 plus households on a wait list, and so we cannot open the application at this time. But this 2025 funding program year, we will be assisting 32 homeowners. And that is more than double what we were assisting in 2023.
Jess Prince with the City of Beaumont says they've already increased their budget for this project. But now, with funding cuts, their process is on hold as they wait to receive the money.
Our 2025 HUD funding was already allocated by Congress last year. Our HUD program runs a year behind, and so while the shutdown is impacting all of our programs, this is funding that has already been allocated, and so we're just waiting on grant agreements for this 2025 program year.
Prince says it's a growing demand in the city as older citizens want to stay in their homes while doing repairs.
I definitely have a lot of sympathy for all of the residents that are on our wait list. They've been waiting for over a year, and I know that there are people calling every day.
Prince says the city hopes to reopen the program's applications by 2026. Meanwhile, a Port Arthur nonprofit got a big donation to help fight hunger during the shutdown. The Harvest Helpers Food Pantry was gifted $15,000 from Chevron and Bayou Bend CCS. The pantry serves about 125 families every month. It partners with the Southeast Texas Food Bank and operates through First 6th Street Baptist Church. It's open every Tuesday morning from 9 to noon. Director Alfred Como says their team is working in overdrive to make sure people are fed during the government shutdown.
We got a contingency plan that we've been working on to help people in the community who has been receiving food stamps, because we realize that the demand for food is going to get even greater pretty soon. So we're kind of prepared.
Como says if you need to, come by and get registered. The pantry functions like a grocery store, so you just come in and pick up what you need. Jasper County ESD3 has chosen Allegiance Mobile Health to serve as its dedicated ambulance service. Officials say this will improve emergency response times, and it comes after a deal stalled last month. During a Kirbyville City Council meeting, the ESD was prepared to sign a 3-year contract with Allegiance, but a representative from Acadian spoke up, saying they weren't given the chance to bid. According to the ESD's incoming president, Gary Barlow, they'll pay $200,000 a year on the new 3-year contract. When we asked if it would also cover people in Kirbyville, he told us city officials chose not to be part of the contract. Across Texas, to a scary situation in Montgomery County. It has state officials issuing an urgent warning. They're explaining why you should never accept flyers from strangers. That's because a woman allegedly handed this religious flyer to 2 county employees, which turned out to be laced. It happened in the parking lot of a library in New Caney yesterday. They said the paper was damp, had a pink tint to it, and they felt sick after touching it. Constable's office confirmed it tested positive for fentanyl. The woman hasn't been found, and police believe it was an isolated incident, but say everyone should be careful. One of Texas's most disturbing serial murder cases is back in the news as an accomplice to Houston's Candyman killer may be paroled from prison. Convicted murderer Elmer Wayne Henley is scheduled for a parole hearing this week. Here's more from KVU's Bob Buckaloo.
It happened inside this house in Pasadena, near Houston, in the early 1970s. The man who lived here then, Dean Corll, murdered dozens of teenage boys who had been lured to his house with the promise of beer and marijuana. Corll was dubbed the Candy Man because he once owned a candy store. Corll's two accomplices, Elmer Wayne Henley and David Owen Brooks, would get paid for finding the young victims and bringing them to Corll, where they would be sexually assaulted, tortured, and killed. Eventually, Henley turned on Corll, killed him during an argument, then confessed to police about the murders. Henley led police to the bodies of teenagers who Corll buried on the beach between Galveston and Port Arthur. As the search for victims was underway, Henley talked to reporters.
I never said there were 30 people. I said 24. The name's Junior, not Elmer Wayne Henley. Well, what? Get your pictures.
Corll had also buried his victims at his boat shed in Pasadena and in a national forest in East Texas. In all, at least 28 teenage boys and young men were killed between 1970 and 1973. Henley and Brooks were convicted of murder in 1974. Brooks died of COVID in prison. Henley is being considered for parole this week. Bob Buckaloo, KVUE News.
Still ahead, Hurricane Melissa makes landfall overnight in Cuba after devastating Jamaica as a Cat 5 storm. The Texans caught in her path. Plus, Popeyes, it's back. The location that just reopened in Mid-County after several Southeast Texas closures. Time right now, 7:11.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Well, skies are clear across Southeast Texas this morning. A chilly morning, too, on our roofing 911 Sky Cam network. 12 Studios, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Going to be a beautiful day, although windy, and temperatures only in the low to mid 60s for highs. We're in the low 50s this morning. 55 Jasper, 51 Kirbyville, 49 in Mauriceville this morning, as well as DeQuincy. So a chilly start, and with a windy day today out of the north behind our latest front, we'll only get to the low to mid 60s for highs this afternoon. Good news with Hurricane Melissa. It's finally moving off of the east coast of Cuba, and it's weakening. That's good. Still Category 3, though, but we'll be falling to Category 2 very shortly. In fact, I believe it's just done that. I believe it's just updated as I push the button here, but that's great news. Get rid of Melissa. Tired of worrying about it. It's out to sea. It's pretty much done, gone, and over with now. Futurecast looking good today. Windy. Highs only in the 60s. Light jacket needed today with that wind blowing. Tonight, the winds will come down a little bit. Still a bit breezy tonight. We'll be in the 40s for lows tonight. Cold night coming up. Tomorrow will rebound into the mid to upper 60s and then low 40s on Friday morning. Windy today. Look at the wind gusts this afternoon, 30 to 40 at times. So pretty windy across southeast Texas, as well as low humidity across the region this afternoon. High fire danger, although some areas did manage some decent rains. Most of Orange County had over an inch of rain, about an inch and a half from Vidor over to Orange, Mauriceville, down toward the Highway 62 area. Pretty good rains in central and southern Newton, Jasper, and in northern and northwestern Hardin counties as well. Here's our lows, not for tonight. We'll be in the mid 40s tonight, but low 40s Friday morning, some upper 30s up in the lakes area when you wake up on Friday. Lots of sun today, windy, lower to mid 60s for highs. And for tonight, clear and cold. Overnight low temperatures in the low to mid 40s. So yes, a cold night in store for the area tonight. 7-day forecast features lots of sun through Friday. Chance of rain comes back Saturday evening. May can lower that. We'll see how the trends go later today with some new data coming in. It'll be about a 30 to 40% coverage Saturday evening. Then nice again for Sunday into the middle part of next week. So this nice cool weather is going to continue all the way into the weekend.
I like it. It's kind of the weather where you can like have your windows up at night, a little breeze as you sleep and stuff, if you like to sleep in the cold, you know.
It'll be pretty chilly the next 2 nights, that's for sure.
All right.
40s tonight and tomorrow night.
Okay, thanks, Carrie. Just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app.
12 News Hurricane Headquarters, sponsored by Entergy.
Hurricane Melissa is being called the storm of the century. The full extent of the damage still unknown as the historic storm made landfall on the island of Jamaica yesterday afternoon. 12 News reporter Derek Jones in studio with the latest.
Melissa made landfall on the island nation as a Category 5 storm with 185-mile-per-hour winds. The widespread destruction became evident quickly with severe damage reported across southwestern Jamaica. Schools, homes, and hospitals were all impacted, and officials say hundreds and thousands of people remain without power across the island. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness declared the country a disaster area Tuesday, though the deputy chairman of Jamaica's Disaster Risk Management Council says it's too early to assess the full extent of the damage. Our sister station in Houston spoke with a Houstonian in Jamaica who's sharing her experience riding out the storm.
The wind that I've experienced, I've never heard or felt anything like that in my life. The wind was so strong, we now have a crack in the door in the room. Trees are uprooted, everything's off the roof. The resort is a little messed up. Hopefully they can get it fixed, in time to start welcoming future guests in. But yeah, it did a little bit of damage over here.
Hurricane Melissa has since made landfall in Cuba overnight as extremely dangerous Category 3 hurricane. As of now, we know Melissa is responsible for 7 deaths, 3 in Jamaica during storm preparations, 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Thank you, Derek. Well, here at home, some good news for Southeast Texas. Popeyes is back. The popular franchise is reopening several restaurants. It's been nearly a week since the Nederland location reopened, and people are lining up to get their fill. 12 News visited the busy restaurant yesterday and spoke to customers who said the food is worth the wait. 12 News camera Chet has more.
I'm in Nederland, where many are flocking to the Swift gas station for Popeyes. Their fan-favorite chicken restaurant recently reopened, and it's not the only one.
Thank you for choosing Popeyes.
It was lunchtime at Popeyes at the gas station off of Boric Gardens Road. The line looped around the gas station.
Every parking spot was full, with many using the gas pumps as a place to park. Katie Jenkins came all the way from Port Arthur.
Yeah, we really missed it.
It's her third time in a week since the location reopened.
Yesterday I didn't wait long, but the first day it was packed. You think this is something. It was really all off the chain packed. And now people didn't mind waiting because they wanted it. If you want it bad enough, you'll wait.
Kitty says the lines are moving fast. The longest line she's waited in was around 20 minutes.
In Nederland, Cameron Burchett, 12 News.
20 minutes, not that bad for some Popeye's chicken. All right, moving on to some streaming or trending news. A father and son in California have gone viral for doing the right thing when they absolutely didn't have to. It happened when they went to check out a new candy store, but Connor Smith got there and realized the doors were left unlocked at closing time. So he found the number for the store's security company as they waited for someone to come lock the place up. Smith used it as a teaching moment for his son. The store's owner was especially grateful. She says she had just opened shop a week before. With so many cars on the road, it's not unusual to have close calls while driving, right? But one driver in Oklahoma is thanking their lucky stars this morning. Take a look at this dash cam video. You don't want to miss the moment. It shows a near miss after a military plane was making an emergency landing and nearly hit that driver head on. The National Guard aircraft crash landed, hitting two power poles and sparking a grass fire in a field. Crews quickly put out the fire and the two people on board walked away unharmed. But that's something you don't see every day, almost like a movie scene right there. A deer sporting a rather unusual accessory in the Hill Country is raising some eyebrows. Police in Lago Vista say they've received several calls about this buck rocking a hammock on his antlers. Let's look and see how it is. Residents are worried and asking if someone can help the poor guy out. Is that really his hair? Apparently it's all good. There's no need for intervention. That's because the deer will naturally shed its it's the antlers. Okay, it'll shed the antlers before the end of winter. So if you see something like this, Texas Parks and Wildlife say there's nothing to do but watch. And of course, take a picture for social media. Wow, I've never seen anything like that before. That is interesting, all right. Well, let's take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam Network. Your time 7:22. Carrie will be back with your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Boma.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan, kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. We're 2 days out from Halloween, and the Port Arthur Library has some fun things planned for kids this week. It's hosting a spooky story time tomorrow at 2 p.m. and Halloween craft night at 5:30 p.m. Then on Halloween, there's a music and movement event for kids 4 and under at 10 a.m. and homeschool children in grades K through 5 can play games and make crafts at 2 p.m. during homeschool hangouts. Once Halloween is over, it'll be time to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead. It's a deeply cherished Mexican holiday that's becoming increasingly popular in the U.S. It honors the memories of loved ones who have passed and welcomes their spirits to visit the land of the living. Family members usually step up ofrendas, or altars, for their deceased family members. They're typically decorated with colorful flowers, candles, and their loved ones' favorite foods and drinks. Stories are told and music is played for a festive scene. The Day of the Dead is celebrated on November 1st and 2nd.
And a chilly start to your Wednesday. We expect lots of sun today. It'll be pretty windy. In fact, a wind advisory in effect. That's going to keep temperatures in the lower to mid 60s. That's it for highs today. So kind of a cool day coming up as we head into tonight. Clear skies and cold. Still a little bit breezy tonight, but the winds will come down some. Low to mid 40s for lows. A chilly night coming up as we head into tomorrow. 68, 71 on Friday. Lots of sun. Beautiful next 2 days. That's the coldest morning is Friday morning at 43. Few showers possible at 40% late Saturday and Saturday evening. Hopefully we can lower those rain coverages as we get a little bit closer. And another front comes through, cooling us off a little bit for Sunday night into Monday.
Coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, prepare for a windy Wednesday. The gusty conditions you can expect today and the additional fire threats following yesterday's storms. Plus, call to action in China after a fatal industrial accident. Why one resident is doubling down on her request to have officials step in. And we're breaking down the Beaumont bond ahead of Election Day, the multi-purpose facility that could be built at Alice Keith Park if voters say yes. We saw some wild weather across southeast Texas Tuesday. Storms swept through parts of Tyler and Hardin counties yesterday afternoon, bringing rain and hail. And take a look at the clouds. This picture taken in North Silsbee. Good morning. Thanks for being here with us on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark has the week off. We also saw some power outages yesterday, but they've mostly been fixed. Jefferson County still has about 300, though. That number was as high as 2,000 last night. Keep in mind, the storms didn't quite bring the rain relief we needed to avoid a major fire threat. And southeast Texas is in for a windy Wednesday with 25 to 35 mile-per-hour wind gusts expected. Speaking of the wind, first responders had to help a driver out last night west of Jasper after they hit a tree in the road. And they're warning other drivers that this could continue to be a problem. It happened around 7 on FM 777 after the truck hit the tree, which had fallen across the road on a curve. Beach Grove VFD crews had to use chainsaws to cut the tree up and remove it from around the truck. The driver wasn't hurt. Jasper County officials say there are many leaning and dead trees along the roadways, and with high winds expected today, everyone should be careful. All right, let's check in with meteorologist Carrie Cooper taking a live look this morning from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. How's it going, Carrie?
Doing pretty good and pretty cold this morning too. Temperatures well below normal, starting out in the low to mid 50s. Factor in that wind. Wind chills are in the 40s this morning across the area, nice and cool. And we'll rebound into the 60s for highs later today. It will be windy, but at least we'll have lots of sunshine across southeast Texas. Nice day coming up. Very dry air in place as well. Current temperatures across the area, well, they're chilly, upper 40s to lower 50s. Across southeast Texas. 54 in Jasper, 49 over in DeQuincy, 52 in Orange, 51 here in Beaumont. It is a chilly morning. We'll be in the mid 40s tonight, even colder tonight, and low 40s coming up by Friday morning. We'll talk about that, see if there's any rain chances in that weekend forecast a little bit later.
All right, thank you, Carrie. People who live in China are calling for action after a deadly industrial accident. OSHA is investigating after 68-year-old Guillermo Contreras of Liberty was run over by the trailer of an 18-wheeler. Jefferson County Commissioner Brandon Willis says Zachary Exploration LLC operates the gas well. Neighbors like Pam Efferson tell us they've seen workers on location for the last 6 months. She says the work created unbearably loud noises and caused her floors to vibrate. She says she'd already contacted several officials about the issues, but after the accident, she's doubling down on her request for them to step in.
For me, it was heartbreaking. I don't know this person, but I know they had a family. And I feel like if something like that is already taking place and there's no oversight, there's no one taking care of the people who live here.
12 News reached out to Zachary for a comment. We're still waiting on a reply. Commissioner Willis told 12 News what residents are experiencing is normal for a drilling site, but says he's concerned about the lack of communication from the company. In other Power City news, we have an update in the wrongful death lawsuit against Motiva Enterprises. Hayden Christopher of Buna died 2 weeks ago while working on a Highline electrical project for Neutron. That's a contractor for Motiva. His family's attorney, Brent Kuhn, says his team quickly got a restraining order to preserve the site and equipment for the investigation. He says they're now handing control back over to Motiva, but the investigation isn't over.
The next step will be to go out and look at the equipment that was involved. Again, there were bucket trucks involved in this. There's equipment that electricians working on Highlines utilize that specialize for the project. So now that we've done all the work on the site itself, we have to go back and identify what actually happened.
Kuhn says the focus now is finding out where and how the system failed. 7:34, the case that shocked the country, a 6-year-old student shooting their teacher in school. Now that case has gone to trial. And Tuesday, there was emotional testimony from teachers who say warning signs were ignored. Stephanie Gosk has the latest.
A violent day at Rich Neck Elementary School described in Virginia Civil Court today in vivid detail.
Bang! Everybody nearby, here's the sound of a gunshot.
The bullet hit first grade teacher Abigail Werner in the hand and chest in 2023. The gun was fired by her own 6-year-old student.
I knew that she had been shot because there was blood on the floor.
Fellow teacher Amy Kovac says she restrained the first grader right after he fired the gun.
I put him in between my legs, put my arms around him.
Today was the start of a $40 million civil trial against the former assistant principal, Dr. Ebony Parker, accused of ignoring the warnings that day. Kovac using initials to refer to the minors.
2 little girls came out of Abby's room to the doorway while I was still in the hall and told me that JT had a gun in his bag.
Kovac testified she repeatedly told Dr. Parker.
How many times did you tell Dr. Parker that
3
you were
times.
concerned that JT might have a gun?
3 times.
Another teacher says she reported the same thing after speaking to a different student.
I was convinced that there was a gun after I spoke with R after recess.
The defense suggesting there was a collective failure.
Everyone must exercise independent judgment and discretion.
But ultimately telling the jury the shooting couldn't have been predicted.
No one could have imagined that a 6-year-old first grade student would bring a firearm into an elementary school.
That was Stephanie Gosk reporting. Twelve News is your election headquarters. Let's take a look at early voting numbers so far in Orange County. A little over 1,300 people have cast an early ballot, and in Jefferson County, nearly 5,000 people have voted. But that's only a fraction of registered voters. In Beaumont, there's a $264 million bond on the ballot. And many people who live in South Park hope voters will say yes to Proposition B. It includes $11 million for a new multipurpose center at Alice Keith Park. It also funds public safety measures like a new police headquarters. 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman spoke to a man who's been spearheading this push for a decade.
For kids around South Park, there's not a ton to do.
But as you see, they just kind of lounging around.
Nathan Hawkins has spent the past 10 years pushing for a new multi-purpose center at Alice Keith Park. He's so serious about the center, he put his dreams on paper.
I got family community-based sports fitness center, family community-based education training services, financial literacy.
A center he says will be tailored to helping South Park youth get engaged.
I did want a studio in there for the kids. You know, everybody don't play pickleball.
Right now, the Sterling Pruitt Activity Center in the North End is the only city-run facility that offers youth programs.
Particularly Ward 4, I think they waited, patiently and long enough that we ought to be able to do something on that end of town.
Stacy Lewis Sr. manages the center and says he's seen the benefits of what programs and mentorship can do.
Got kids that grew up here that's going on to be lawyers. We've got some doctors. We had professional athletes.
Success stories Hawkins says he's hoping to mirror if voters say yes.
If they had something more to do, maybe, they would get engaged, but this is all they got.
Ward 4 Councilman Chris Durio represents this part of town. He agrees the center is needed.
South Park areas really had a high crime rate over there. So we studied places like Birmingham, Alabama, and Baltimore, Maryland, and saw where when they started investing money in recreational stuff for the kids to do, the crime rate kind of went down.
It's very important that we invest in our youth, like we do invest in the dog park and the animal shelters and other business entities. I want to get people to stay. I love Beaumont.
Councilman Durio says the city is willing to consider Hawkins' plans if voters say yes to Prop B. Early voting continues through this Friday. And 12 News has put together a comprehensive election guide breaking down everything you'll see on the ballot. Text the word VOTE to 409-838-1212. We'll send it straight to your phone. The city of Beaumont is putting together a new comprehensive plan for the future. If you want to learn more about things like future land use, housing, and transportation, you're invited to the kickoff meeting. The city's planning division is inviting neighbors, business owners, and community stakeholders to the meeting on November 3rd at the Lakeside Center from 5 to 7 p.m. According to the city, the plan supports a 20-year vision to guide growth, development, and investment priorities. You can share your ideas and learn more about how the plan will shape Beaumont's future. This morning, Nederland ISD Board of Trustees will hold a closed session meeting to select the lone finalists for the district's next superintendent. The district says an announcement could come as early as this week. Current Superintendent Dr. Stuart Kishnick is set to retire in December after serving in the role since 2020. Today, Beaumont Police Department is hosting a benefit fundraiser to support one of their own. Officer Beidel was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He's worked for the Beaumont Police Department for more than 2 years. He moved here after 23 years of service in his home state. Last month, Officer Beidel was hospitalized due to unknown pains. Those pains were the symptoms of stage 4 melanoma on his liver. He was put on a treatment plan, a journey he thought he had to go through on his own. But Beaumont officers surprised him with a fundraiser to help.
I think one of the phrases that we use often is that in this family, no one fights alone. We want to do anything we can to support our family members, which we spend almost more time with than we do our own family when we work here.
The Lincoln Boudin sale runs from 10:30 to 1:30 in the department's east parking lot. Meals start at $10. All proceeds helping Officer Beidel and his family with medical and recovery expenses, enjoy good food, and give back. We're just 100 days away from the 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics in Italy. Still ahead on Daybreak, a preview of what's ahead for athletes and fans. But first, Hurricane Melissa slams into Jamaica as a powerful Category 5 storm. 12 News reporter Derek Jones shares where it's heading next and Texans trapped on the island.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
A beautiful morning across Southeast Texas. Lots of clear skies, beautiful visibilities. Chilly start though. We're in the low to mid 50s on our Roofing 911 Skycam network, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Going to be a nice day, that's for sure. A little bit windy across the area, and highs today will only be in the lower to mid 60s. It's 49 in Kirbyville, 50 in Woodville, 52 in Orange and Port Arthur, 50 here in Beaumont. So a chilly start to your Wednesday. We'll warm a little bit into the 60s, if you want to call that warm. That is well below normal for this time of the year. And Melissa continues to weaken, now downgraded to Category 2, and will continue to weaken, move on out to sea. We are done with the tropics and Melissa, so that's great news there. Cold air taking over from the northwest. Windy day today with highs in the low to mid 60s. Tonight the winds will still be up a little bit, but not nearly as strong as today, so we're looking at temperatures to be pretty chilly tonight, that's for sure. Dropping into the mid 40s tonight. Highs tomorrow a little bit warmer than today. We'll give it the mid to upper 60s tomorrow, and a windy day. Notice some wind gusts 31, 32 in the afternoon across the region. And humidity, well, it's low too. Very, very dry air in place. Humidity 20 to 35% coming up later on this afternoon. It's pretty windy. High fire danger too across still all of southeast Texas, although there were some pretty good rains in spots late yesterday. Low temperatures for Friday morning, upper 30s in the lakes to the lower and mid 40s in the triangle. So it looks like Friday morning will be the coldest. Today it'll be windy, sunny, nice day, but cool. Low to mid 60s for highs this afternoon. As we head into tonight, clear skies, cold, low to mid 40s. It'll be a chilly one to start off your Thursday, and even a little bit colder as we head into a Friday. Notice Friday morning at 43 degrees. 40% on that rain coverage. That's mainly late Saturday into Saturday evening as another upper level disturbance moves in from the northwest and another weaker front at that time. So it looks good if you like the cool weather.
And when is hurricane season officially over here?
Officially November 30th.
Okay.
But we're done here.
Yeah.
We're usually done here early October. So.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Carrie. Just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. Go to the radar tab, or you can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. Hurricane Melissa is being called the storm of the century. The full extent of the damage is still unknown after the historic storm made landfall on the island of Jamaica yesterday. 12 News reporter Derek Jones in studio with the latest. Derek.
Tia, CNN is reporting that Melissa isn't just powerful, it's as big as Texas. Our state is about 770 miles across from west to east. So this storm is roughly as wide as Texas when you account for its full wingspan or wind field. The tropical storm force winds stretch nearly 200 miles from the core, which is about the distance from Dallas to Austin or Houston to San Antonio. In Jamaica, schools, homes, and hospitals were all impacted by the hurricane, and officials say hundreds of thousands remain without power across the island. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness declared the country a disaster area Tuesday. Our sister station in Houston spoke with the Houstonian in Jamaica, who says they need all the prayers they can get.
Pray that we get home. Like at this point, at the end of the prayer, right before you say amen, say, I pray that they all can get a flight home.
Hurricane Melissa has since made landfall in Cuba overnight as an extremely dangerous Category 3 storm. More than 735,000 people were evacuated in Cuba as Melissa approached, according to President Miguel Diaz-Canel. Eastern Cuba could see up to 25 inches of rain in the mountains, which could trigger life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides. As of now, we know Melissa is responsible for 7 deaths, 3 in Jamaica during storm preparations, 3 in Haiti, and 1 in the Dominican Republic. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
We are 100 days away from the start of the 2026 Milan Cortina Olympics in Italy. Athletes continue to train and prepare, hoping to wear gold at one of the biggest sporting events on the planet. KUSA's Matt Renew has more on the countdown to the Winter Games.
Near her home in Colorado, the greatest alpine ski racer in history, Michaela Schifrin, is focused.
Gym time, strength and conditioning.
On being ready for the greatest sporting event on the planet and racing at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Cortina, Italy.
This has the chance to be a really exciting Olympics, especially in alpine, because it is the environment we're more used to.
While across the country at the Skating Club of Boston, the strongest U.S. figure skating team in decades is also getting ready with men's world champion Ilya Malinin.
The right amount of training, the right amount of mental focus and physical, just in that zone, getting ready before the Olympics, just go there and to try to skate my best to win that gold medal.
Women's world champion Alyssa Liu.
I am really excited for it because it's the biggest stage that you really get.
And world champion ice dancers Evan Bates and Madison Chalk.
We definitely want to shoot for the gold medal in the individual event as well. We feel like that's something that has been at the top of our goal list for a long, long time.
All looking to represent Team USA at the Olympics just 100 days from now.
We're all just a team of athletes who represent Team USA.
where Italy has 2 host cities. Milan will see the opening ceremony in the San Siro Stadium.
We will kick off our Olympic Games with this incredible event, the opening ceremony. And this iconic place will give us the chance to tell our story.
With figure skating just down the road, while the Dolomite Mountains of Cortina will have women's alpine ski racing on a course.
In this area we will have all the setting for the Olympics, so the grandstand.
Michaela's won on before.
This will be my first Olympics going to a place that is slightly familiar.
And is now working to add to her 2 Olympic gold medals she already has, racing in her 4th Olympics just 100 days from now.
It feels big. It feels really exciting.
The opening ceremony for the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics is February 6th, and you can see it right here on NBC 12. With just a couple of weeks into the end of the regular high school football season, every game until now has either been for district supremacy or playoff seeding. Our game of the week is no different. The Orangefield Bobcats will head to Winnie to face the East Chamber Buccaneers. The Bobcats are one of the top teams in the area, but if you want to be a successful program in 3A and the 409, you have to get through West Sutherland and the Buccaneers. This is the Bucs' final regular season game, so playoff seeding is a huge factor this week. Kickoff is Friday night at 7:30. And be sure to get your vote in for Band of the Week. It's the Bobcats versus the Bucs. You'll decide who comes out on top. Go to 12newsnow.com/band to cast your votes. When Daybreak returns, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush hour.
Share your pics and video with 12 News. Just go to the Near Me tab inside the 12 News Now app and click Share with Us.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It's 7:54 right now. It's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Some China residents are calling for action after 68-year-old Guillermo Contreras of Liberty was killed at an oil field there. He was run over by an 18-wheeler trailer. A neighbor says she'd contacted several officials about noise issues at the site. But since the accident, she's doubling down on her request for them to step in. We'll keep you updated. First responders had to help a driver last night on FM 777 west of Jasper after they hit a tree that had fallen in the road. They're warning others this could continue to be a problem today with the high winds. Crews had to cut the tree up and remove it from around the truck. The driver wasn't hurt, but officials say there are many leaning and dead trees along the roadways. The Beaumont Police Department is hosting a link and boudin sale today to support Officer Chad Beidel. He was recently diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma. He's worked for the department for more than 2 years, moving here after 23 years of service in Illinois. Today's benefit runs from 10:30 to 1:30 in BPD's East parking lot. Meals start at $10.
And a cool day in store for the area with highs only in the low to mid 60s. Tonight we'll drop into the mid 40s, and as you see there on your 7-day forecast, beginning tomorrow, highs will be in the upper 60s, a little bit warmer. 43 though Friday morning. That'll be the cold one there. Won't have much wind. Up to 71 Friday. The weather looks nice. Be a few showers possible late Saturday.
Chilly willy.
That's right.
All right. Students at Marshall Middle School spent yesterday spreading cheer. The Student Council dropped off baskets to celebrate First Responders Day. They visited the Beaumont Police Department and the Fire Museum. The group said they wanted to thank first responders, firefighters, paramedics, dispatchers, and all who answer the call. Such a great gesture there from the middle school students.
Exactly. Yes, it is.
All right. Thank you guys so much for sticking around on 12 News Plus.
Have a good day.